Mark Spawn for the New York State Association of Chiefs of Police. Welcome to our series on sex offender management. In this podcast, we'll talk in detail about monitoring, one of the items within the sample policy that can be found on our website at nychiefs.org. Monitoring includes address verification, 90-day checks of level 3 sex offenders and those with a sexual predator designation, and ensuring that offenders are complying with other requirements such as appearing for regular photography and notifying the registry of their residence, employment, or attendance at a college. The way an agency monitors its sex offender population will depend on the resources of the agency, the number of offenders within the jurisdiction, and other organizational priorities. Larger agencies might have a specialized sex offender management team, or they may work in partnership with a task force, probation, or parole team to ensure that offenders are complying with the law. Smaller agencies may find that monitoring duties are mixed with the uniform patrol function or within a detective division. The way an agency monitors their offenders will vary, but it's important to have a plan. The practice you adopt within your agency will depend on the resources available to you, but here are a few tips. First, when your agency is notified that an offender has moved into your community, make a visit to the location promptly. This will serve as an independent verification of the reported address and will also let the offender know that your department is serious about sex offender registration. Second, a prompt physical address verification can shed light on any misreporting, whether intentional or unintentional. It would also be a best practice to conduct a physical address check whenever the offender reports an address change within your jurisdiction. And in the case of level 3 offenders and those with a sexual predator designation, it would also be a best practice to conduct a physical check of their address after they've made their 90-day personal check-in at your department. Fourth and finally, if you can conduct random address checks, this is another way to validate the address information being reported to you. Why are these best practices? For level 3 offenders and sexual predators, if they're living at an address other than what's been reported on the registry, it won't likely be discovered until their next 90-day check-in at your department. And for the level 1 and 2 offenders, an address problem might not be uncovered until their next annual address verification. When an offender can't be located at their last address, there are a few basic strategies that can help you locate them. If the offender is or has been under parole or probation supervision, POs may be able to tell you about prior addresses, hangouts, family members, and more. And don't forget to run a rap sheet just in case the offender's been arrested in another jurisdiction or is incarcerated. And the Postal Service can provide law enforcement with certain information when you provide them with a name and last known address. When it comes to monitoring, an important requirement is the reporting for the high-risk level 3 offenders and those offenders with a sexual predator designation. This is a function that works best when there's some sort of a tickler system, something that will alert you that 90 days has passed since the offender's last check-in at your department. Some agencies have a record system that will alert them when 90 days have passed and an offender is due to report again. Whether you use a computerized system to monitor the passing of 90 days or if you simply use a calendar, you might want to consider a check-in form. The New York State Association of Chiefs of Police has a sample form that you can use which provides proof for the offender that he or she personally checked in on a particular date. The form contains other information to assist in logging the call. It also provides a spot for their next check-in date, 90 days after the current check-in, along with a place for the offender to sign. The form is available on the resource page of our website at nychiefs.org and can be adapted to suit the needs of your agency. And if the offender fails to make their next 90-day appearance, this gives you a nice piece of evidence to support your enforcement. Before we go, a few quick notes about the 90-day check-in requirement. Under the correction law, level 3 offenders and any offender with a sexual predator designation must personally verify their address every 90 days with a law enforcement agency having jurisdiction where the offender resides. But if the offender is confined to a state or local correctional facility, hospital, or institution, the duty to personally verify their address is suspended. On the date the offender is released, however, the clock starts again. And while most sexual predators are designated as level 3, it is possible that a level 1 or 2 offender could have a sexual predator designation and be subject to the 90-day personal check-in requirement. You can check out a sample policy and the 90-day check-in form on the Model Policy and Toolkit page of our website at nychiefs.org. Check out our other podcasts for more information about sex offender management. I'm Mark Spawn for the New York State Association of Chiefs of Police.